Darkwood is a game about mystery, exploration, and most of all, horror. The gameplay you see is a little taste of what the world of Darkwood becomes when the night falls, but more on that later. Most videos about Darkwood are long, 3 hours, 5, sometimes even more than that. And while that could work for some people, not everyone has the time to watch movies. So this isn't going to be a deep dive, not a full breakdown of the story or every piece of lore in the game. Instead, it's something much more simple. Why this game is so terrifying. Because as soon as the game starts, you learn the most brutal truth. Your hand will not be held. You're on your own, left to explore the surroundings, slowly learning the rules of the world. The most important being, without a weapon, you're not going to make it far in the game. Pretty much everything wants you dead, and it's kill or be killed. But that's not even the worst part. It's seeing what these woods are becoming. A village in disarray with most of them worshipping a giant, deformed ass pig as a god. You've got giant snails, mushroom ladies, and even an overprotective mother, which, I can't blame her for that. There's a lot to find in this game, with exploration being everything. There are 4 areas, all with different side missions, encounters, and creatures of their own. At the start of the game, you deal with some dogs, maybe some crazy people, and that's about it. But the further you go in, the more deadly they become. The red chomper being the first really hard one to kill. They love to munch on you, and they do a lot of damage. So if you're not careful, it's bye-bye. There's even a house with like 20 of them in there, and let me tell you, you're most likely gonna die. But out of all of these areas, the worst has to be the swamp. You've got these lizards that creep around in the water, waiting to pounce on you. Human spiders who throw limbs at you and create more of themselves. And even these centipedes who can burrow into the ground and even find their way into your safe house. The enemies here don't stop chasing unless you somehow get them to lose sight of you. Meaning most of the time, you have to fight or you just die. But even that's not the worst for me. The most vile thing in this game has to be the talking tree. There, at the top of the swamp, you'll meet a cripple who tells you what this tree truly is. It's a mass of bodies, filled with hundreds, maybe thousands of people and animals as a collective, each groaning or even talking, hence the name. He asks you to go on a mission to burn the tree, and if you do so, you don't just destroy the tree, you hear it. All the moans and groans, all the crying of being burnt. And just like that, you're now a murderer, another evil in the world of Darkwood. And while it's mostly the things in Darkwood that are terrifying, you yourself, the player, can become another part of it. Killing the pig, you've effectively killed the villager's god, which they aren't too happy about. You can eat the mushroom lady, kill a kid's parents, and so on. You can become a villain even if you've never meant to. And then we have nighttime, which is probably the most cheek-clenching part of the entire game. When the sun starts to go down, your character informs you that you need to get back to your safe house or you're fucked. And like the name implies, it is a safe house of sorts. You see, in these safe houses are stoves with special concoctions to ward off this. Once the stove is lit, you're safe from that red mist. But what you aren't safe from, well, let's just put together a little montage showing you. So yeah, your safe house can get broken into and you can get your booty taken. What's not to love about nighttime? Now we must talk about NPCs. just a select few really, with the first being the Wolfman. He's probably the most sinister NPC of all of them. Early on, you can't really tell what he's up to, but you know he's up to no good. He sends you on missions to kill the Soul, retrieve a key from him, and more. But the thing about him is that pretty much no matter how you interact with this character, it will end with him wanting you dead. One of those ways being to rob you and lure you to the sawmill. But of course, it was a trap. Once you get there, he lets out 2 dogs, and all you have to defend yourself are these melee weapons. And well, you can see how that played out for me. And the next, while not explicitly terrifying, it ends in death. There's a nice fellow you can meet named Pyotech. He's a pretty cool guy. He asks you to get him parts so he can build a spaceship that you can find his blueprints for. Upon getting him the parts and then leaving his house, if you go back, he's no longer there. His fate is unknown until we get to the swamp. If you venture over to the junkyard, you can find the destroyed spaceship along with his mangled corpse, leaving you with the thought of, if a rocket ship can't get out of here, how will I? And last but not least, we have the sound design and the atmosphere it creates. Walking through these woods, you'll hear a lot of things, especially if you're immersed into the game. A branch snapping in the distance, a dog growling, a red chomping ready to charge at you. There's even a mushroom creeper-like thing that pops up out of the ground and will chase you while laughing. But I feel the best sound design out of everything in this game is the character breathing. Not just regularly, but when you run out of breath, the player lets out these deep, almost panic gasps of air. And after everything you've been through, somehow you make it out. You follow the road home, you escape the forest, and you return to your apartment building, back to normal life, with people going on about their day, completely unaware of what's just beyond the tree line.